Summertime slowly fades away.
Hello, welcome back to our channel. Today's video is the first ever episode of the Knitworthy Podcast. So we're really excited. We're going to talk about some of the things we've been knitting on, finished objects, in progress, and maybe a little bit of plans. And then, of course, we're going to talk about some books at the end and just chat.
We have been watching podcasts since we were like 10 when we started knitting.
Maybe even younger than that. We've been watching them with our mom.
So it's always kind of been a dream of ours to have our own podcast. So hopefully people enjoy this and want to watch it because
and as you can tell, we really went for the cozy vibes in this podcast. We got a fake fire going. This really chic candle we just got from TJ Maxx, and
also have my little mug here that I just got from TJ Maxx. It's super cute, and we made pumpkin spice steamer this morning. It was so good. We'll link the recipe down below. But last year I made it, and this year was so much better because we had brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, pumpkin.
It was a lot more sweet and
sweet and delicious.
And we had it with our bread pudding, and it was yum.
Just a great morning. It was also raining outside. Such a cozy vibe.
We woke to the sound of just the pitter patter of rain. Also, just a little disclaimer before we start. I'm not going to be editing this video that much because podcasts are meant to be more
conversational and casual.
Yeah, so I don't want a bunch of cuts and stuff.
So just grab your cozy pumpkin spice steamer, your cozy craft, and a blanket, and get ready to chat with us about some hobbies.
Okay, so we're going to start with knitting and crocheting. So we're going to do our favorite finished object of this year, just so that you guys can get the feel of what we like to make before we go into what we are making. My favorite thing that I made this year has to go to this jacket. This is Pearl Soho's classic jacket. That's what it's called. And it's one of the most incredible things I've ever made, just because, okay, first of all, take a gander at this yarn.
It has
little sparks in it, little sparkles. This is
it's such a nice touch.
It's Lion Brand Wool-Ease Thick and Quick. Okay, thick and quick is right. This was so quick, and because of the thick yarn, it's so cozy, and it was really fun to make because it was so thick that it knit up so fast. And I made it with size US 15 needles, and Pearl Soho is a genius because she made it where I made everything, the whole body, without doing any seaming, back and front, all one piece. And then you just picked up stitches and made the sleeves. So there was absolutely no seaming in this. And if you know me, you know that's a dream come true. I really, really disliked seaming because I'm just not that good at it, and it always leaves holes, and it just gets me. So
it's always atrocious.
In fact, I didn't even seam on this zipper. I took the jacket to the tailor and asked him to seam it on. I did make a few mistakes here and there. If you would look at it really closely, you notice that it's a little bit lopsided at the bottom. But overall, I just love this because it's the perfect. You're at the beach, you love your outfit, and you don't want to cover it up with the jacket, but you need a jacket because it's freezing. Perfect for that. And then it also is wool and acrylic, so it's really the perfect amount cozy, the perfect amount airy. I love it.
Great project. My favorite project of this year so far, it's this big mohair balloon sleeve drop shoulder oversized marshmallow sweater. I call it my marshmallow sweater because that was my original vision, was just I want a sweater that will feel like I'm wearing a mohair marshmallow, and this really
delivered. Do you know that Pinterest picture that I feel like pretty much every girl has been on their Pinterest?
It's
a
viral Pinterest sweater, and I wanted to recreate that. So, and this is honestly very similar to it, so I was really happy with that. The pattern is by MYPZ. It's called Chunky Pullover number 15, and the yarn I used is Hobby Yarn Mohair Delight in terracotta, and I just love everything about it. I love the color I chose. The yarn, you use 2 strands of semi-bulky mohair yarn, and it's just perfectly light and airy for like a nice summer night when it's still a little warm.
A little bit into the 70s, you need to put on a sweater.
Like you're at the beach and you just need a little sweater. This is perfect for that. And I was also inspired by Knits by Deli on Instagram, and just like the whole coastal granddaughter aesthetic with this sweater, and it really came out exactly how I wanted it to, and I just love it. I wear it all the time. However, my seaming is atrocious, as you can see. Like, what is that? I'm just bad at seaming, and I tried to get better.
Yeah, it's a work in progress for my whole life.
Struggle bus. Yeah, that's my favorite knit of the year so far.
We both picked out 2 other makes, so
that was just like our favorite thing to knit on, not particularly to wear, but just to knit on.
Just that we made
very enjoyable
this year. So this is actually crocheted, so we knit and crochet. We're just calling it a knitting podcast because I feel like it has more of a ring to it to say knitting podcast. So this is my gigantic shawl, and this was so fun to make. It's called the Vintage Street Shawl by Hawk Mar Rock. I don't really know how to pronounce that, but I have a bunch of leftover cotton sugars and cream yarn that I wanted to use up. So this was the perfect shawl because I got to finish all my scraps, and I have made like a kerchief and a bag in these colors. So when I wear this shawl and that kerchief and that bag, it's like a little set. I just loved crocheting this because it's just a bunch of little shell stitches or whatever these are called, and it goes so quickly. And all I wanted the month that I was making this was just a nice, easy TV knit or crochet. And this is exactly that. Perfect to just cover your shoulders when you're going to mass. Right now we're watching one called The Heart, and the amount of just cozy shawls that they put on
and knitwear in general in that show
really gets you inspired to make a shawl, because they're always, all the ladies in that show are just wearing like shawls that they wrap around themselves and just look so like quaint, and I love it. And it's really inspiring me to pick up this shawl again and wear it because I haven't worn it in a long time. But yeah, love this.
My most enjoyable knit this year has been this little shirt. It's knit out of how do you say it, like boucle
or boucle.
Boucle. I call this my poodle top because it's made out of this drops boucle yarn, and when I finished it, my cousin was there and she said, "It looks like you look like a poodle," so now I call it my poodle top. And the pattern is by Drops, which I just love Drops for little easy free patterns. And it's called Drops Sweet Melody. And the yarn is also Drops. And it was so fun, and it's so perfectly tailored to me. It's raglan, so no seaming necessary. I love raglan construction.
Fun fact,
so
I've
fun.
actually never made anything raglan before.
You're really missing
And
out
I'm
on
honestly
this.
really scared too for some reason. Seems daunting.
Raglan is so fun, and no seams. It's so easy, and I really love knitting raglan. And it's just like little cap sleeve, perfectly cropped, perfectly crew neck. Yeah, there's definitely very uneven gauge and some like holes on where the raglan increases are, but I don't mind. It was so quick and easy.
Also, just yarn like this is really nice because
It's very
kind of
forgiving.
masks, it masks any mistakes or like drop stitches or anything like that might happen.
And it's perfect for like transitional wear in the seasons. Like I can wear it during early fall, early spring. I love it.
And one thing that you'll notice about us when you're seeing our projects that we're knitting on is we're very frugal when it comes to knitting. We don't buy really expensive yarn.
We do not.
We stay in the line brand Michaels sort of area of yarn because it's really way too expensive to buy homespun yarn or anything like that, or hand-dyed. One day, hopefully, we'll get to that, because occasionally when I do get to knit with variegated yarn, I really, really love it, but it's just too expensive for us, so we like to stay within the Michaels $5 per ball type thing. And then also, most of the patterns that we make are free, so if you're looking for good free patterns, pretty much all the ones we mention will be free. Now, currently making, Bella's actually knitting something as we speak, but the thing that is in progress for me right now is this head kerchief. It's called the Penelope hair scarf or headscarf, something like that, and it's just this beautiful lace pattern down the middle of a head kerchief, and I do wear veil to mass, so I like to make kerchiefs so that I can wear them to mass and cover my hair. I'm really just this looks silly. I'm probably just gonna make the biggest size because it is supposed to be for children, but I'm still deliberating when to cast off. But it's very nice because it has the perfect amount of mindless knitting. Like, all of this is just mindless, but then it just has that little spurt of fun lace that you get to work on in the middle. That's so fun. And I'm making it in size US 6 needles, and my yarn is called True Bamboo, so it's 100% bamboo DK weight yarn that I just got from Michael's. And yeah, so far it's been really fun, really easy, and it'll be the perfect orange color to match my new Converse sneakers that I just got, because they have a little orange flower on them. And also, just, come on, pumpkins, fall, it's giving all the vibes.
I'm currently knitting on a basic grandfather sweater that can throw over everything. Think Alec King from Avonlea, think Professor Lupin. That's what I'm going for, but I didn't want it to be V-neck. I wanted it to just be a normal crew neck. So the pattern I decided on is by Ozetta, and it's called the Nature's Cardigan. It was not free, but I can already tell that the pattern is very well done, and it's as Cello's is, where it requires no seaming because it's all in one piece, and then you just pick up for the sleeves. And I am knitting it in yarn from my mom's stash, 100% lamb's wool, natural undyed lamb's wool. This is actually how it looked on the sheep. Normally I would not go for a 100% wool fiber because it's just scratchy, and I have a really hard time with that, so usually I'll go for like more acrylic than anything. But I really wanted this sweater to be sturdy and something very natural and sustainable, and just kind of a hardy, good sweater that I could throw over everything and would keep me actually warm, because when working with acrylic, it doesn't keep you as warm as obviously wool would or more hardy fibers. So that's what I wanted for the sweater. And right now I'm just finishing up the ribbing on the bottom. So it's been very enjoyable so far. I'm hoping to finish this kind of in the fall season so I can wear it during fall and winter.
So that's all we're gonna say about knitting for now. We'll talk more in the next episode. We're hoping to do at least one of these a month, so come back for more if you enjoy knitting podcasts. And now we're gonna start going to books. So we both just finished some pretty dense classics, so
we're going to talk about those for a little bit.
The one I just finished is Wuthering Heights. I talked about how I wanted to read this in our previous video, and I'll give this a solid 3 out of 5 stars. And
yeah, that's what I would give it to. I just also finished this a couple weeks ago.
It's very, very spooky season-esque, but it's just a little too spooky for me. Like,
haunting.
It's very haunting. It's all about just people with mental illnesses left and right, and relationships that are just there's so much human love involved in the relationships that they just, everyone, and it just like goes insane.
Love as in like a passionate haunted romance.
Yeah, and everyone's thinking about themselves all the time, and the main man in it, Heathcliff, I'm sure you've heard that name before, he is absolutely demented by the end of the book. It's the creepiest thing. And the famous passage in this pretty much perfectly describes the romance and just everything about this book is, "Haunt me, drive me mad, only do not leave me in this abyss where I cannot find you." So it's just like, it's creepy, but the reason why I give it 3 stars and not like 0 or anything, and is because that sounds harsh, but is because
frankly I did not enjoy reading this book that much until the end.
Yeah, the ending I did love the ending. I liked how everything kind of was resolved. I was afraid that it was going to end really unsettling, like, scared still, because the whole story you were just kind of disturbed, and then at the end everything resolved, and there was finally a character that you liked, and I liked it. I liked the ending. So
also the autumnal vibes
description is
the description
unmatched. It does have a lot of just blustery, like, outdoor scenes, and even when it is summer, they're talking about fire in this gothic manner with the fire going even in the summer. So it has this very gothic undertone.
And then the book I just finished, the classic I just finished, is Far From the Madding Crowd, which I've been wanting to read this for a long time. It's one of my sister's favorite movies, and we watched it earlier in the year, and when I was watching it, I was just like, this would be a good book to read during fall. So then I picked it up at the library, and I finished it. It was quite the read, lots of words, but I really did enjoy reading this. The writing is very meditative, and Thomas Hardy just has a way with words describing farm life and slow life, but also the drama in it was very page-turning. It made me actually want to read it every day. It wasn't boring in any way. The movie is a very good adaptation of this because when I was reading it, I was thinking a lot about the movie, and it was very similar, and they just adapted the movie really well from this book. But like a good tragedy, kind of, because it starts really good, and it starts with this independent woman, and then it kind of deteriorates and gets kind of sad and somber as the story goes on, and her romance and her love life kind of turns into like kind of a train wreck. And but then there's also just the wholesome shepherd, Farmer Oak, and the wholesome farm life and the descriptions of that, as well as the small town and cozy aesthetic of it, is pretty much all I have to say about this. It's very long, and I guess I'd give it 4 stars out of 5, I think. Yeah, 4 stars out of 5 is good.
That's solid.
I think I take 1 star off just because I don't love to read tragedies, because it's kind of
Anticlimactic. Like,
yeah, you're just like
literally anticlimactic.
yeah. Good for the season. Great writing. The writing is just so poetic and descriptive and beautiful.
Yeah, that's something I would say about Wuthering Heights that's good too, is I feel like what Emily Bronte wanted to do was make your skin crawl, and she did that. So she accomplished her goal. But it was just the story overall was unsettling. So now we're going to talk about what we're reading currently. This is a book series that we're both reading as kind of a book club. We're on book 2, and this is The Land of Elyon. Basically, I've been calling it the Dark Hills Divide series because that's the first one in it, but it is so cozy. It is middle grade. It's a middle grade series, so it's really fun to read on the weekends. Me and Bella do not have a lot of spare time during weekdays between our school work and editing videos and things like that. But on the weekends, we love to binge easy movie books like this. It's a little bit of C.S. Lewis, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's a little bit of
Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien,
but it's
adventure, and then also some like Harry Potter with
Chosen One tropes.
So like talking animals, and just the magical aspect of it is very cozy.
Let's just read you the back of this. It's the epitome of coziness. So, 12-year-old Alexa Daly is spending another summer in Bridewell with her father. She looks forward to exploring the old lodge where she stays each year with its cozy library and maze of passages and rooms. She's also eager to finally solve the mystery of what lies beyond the immense walls that were built to keep out an unnamed evil that lurks in the forest and the dark hills. An evil the townspeople are still afraid of.
It's also very spooky season. It's good October read because there's a lot of like kind of creepy.
It's that classic good force, bad force.
Yeah, and then Chosen One,
fixing everything. Jesus.
Like sinister forces are gathering in strange and vile forms, all with the goal of bringing darkness to the land. In order to help good defeat evil, Alexa and her friends must venture farther than they've gone before, confronting giants, bats, ravenous dogs, and a particularly ghoulish mastermind in order to bring back peace.
So that's all for our hobbies, our main hobbies at least. We have some side ones that we do occasionally, but right now we're just trying to focus on doing little activities every day to bring the coziness of the season in. So
we've been doing things like learning how to play chess and going to the store and getting a cozy mug, like so. And what else have we done?
Making a pumpkin spice
making
steamer.
pumpkin bread, baking, lots of baking and cozy cooking.
Baking is one of our favorite things just because it really, I don't know, there's something therapeutic about baking.
Yeah.
Especially, and I've said many times, I'm a grandma at heart, so I just love to really get excited about seasons and things, and baking is one of the outlets to do that.
We have lots of plans to do more baking this season, and also other things like handwritten letters.
We bought this candle so that we can just do stuff by candlelight because that's the vibe.
And oh yeah, we went on a nature walk, which was really nice.
That was so nice. And as far as the leaves are changing colors more this year.
Yeah.
Usually I feel like they don't even start changing till
December, yeah.
And this year, every day we go on a walk with the dog in the morning. I'm not even joking. I look at a tree that we pass every single time. I swear it gets more orange every single time we pass it.
And maybe it's just the fact that we've been going on walks every day, which we've never done consistently before, and we have done it for like a couple months now, every day.
So we're starting to
appreciate and notice all of the changing more. On our nature walk, we also collected leaves and we dried them in my big storybook. I have this big heavy storybook, so we put
the right
leaves. Yeah, it's right there. So we put the leaves in there. We're gonna dry them and then do some crafts with them. Our layouts lately have been so autumnal and really enjoyable to make because we've both been actually putting art into our layouts and like trying to paint and stuff.
Which is so fun when you have the time for it. It's very cathartic to just sit down and just feel like you're Rapunzel or something. This is mine this week. I did a little illustration of a cabin in the hills with some trees around it and in those hues of autumn. And then I put a quote from William Wordsworth, that is, "Music of autumnal winds amongst the faded woods." And I just hand lettered it, and it was super easy because I just did this painting and then did this quote and I was done. So fun. Love it.
My layout this week is this, which I actually followed a tutorial on YouTube to learn how to watercolor these gourds of every sort. And yeah, it's just I just love the colors, and the watercoloring was really fun and easy and kind of whimsical. Love the washi tape. Just things like this really inspire me to actually get stuff done. And
also, we've been playing songs on her piano. I play guitar, and we've been playing "The Best Day" by Taylor Swift to get into those fall vibes.
"The Best Day" is such a good song for fall and cozy, and also just nostalgic because it's from Fearless, and it just takes me back to like when I was little listening to that song. And then it's also all about like fall, and
it talks about the changing of the leaves and pumpkin patch. We're considering releasing a cover of some sort pretty soon, so if you'd like to see that, comment down below. And when I tell you I'm so excited for Taylor Swift's new album that's going out next week.
Gosh, October 21st. I'm counting down the days. It's probably gonna give Folklore and Evermore with the lyrics and stuff, I feel like.
But then Reputation 1989 mixed with the song, the melody and stuff. So that sounds like a perfect album to me. I don't know about you. We're gonna make her chai cookie recipes and listen to her new album. It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, so stay tuned because we're definitely gonna film that so we can share it with you. Yeah, that's what we've been doing lately.
If you work on any crafts, comment down below.
What you're working on, what you've been
reading. We want to start doing this Knitworthy podcast at least once a month.
Do we want to talk about the name a little bit? The reason why we call it Knitworthy is because I feel like this is a universal knitter's
word. Basically, the knitting definition of knitworthy is worthy of knits.
Yeah, so when you know you're the only one who will truly appreciate your own work, and that might be selfish, but it's just something every knitter struggles with.
Experiences, and people don't realize that knitting is a hobby. It's not something that you want to
exploit all the time
or give to other people, because even me, I'll look at my stuff that has mistakes in it and get really annoyed by it. I feel like it'll even more increase the pressure if I'm making it for someone else.
And then it just won't be as enjoyable to knit, which
the whole point is to enjoy it.
Every time our siblings or anyone asks for stuff, we're just like, you're not
knitworthy. I feel like that's just a relatable knitting term, so we like that name. I like that name. It's good.
This is the Knitworthy Podcast. I hope you enjoyed the first episode, and I hope you come back for more. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. We appreciate every subscriber and every comment. Please comment, and if you watched to the end of this video, I love you, and you should comment a leaf emoji.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so see you in our next podcast, next video, hopefully. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Summertime.